Hello, I'm Captain Gamer, and welcome to my first video of 2014. It's about a week into 2014, and I'm sure you've all had plenty of time to reflect on the past year, think about what we're going to be doing in the following year, or about as much as we need. Me, I've been taking a lot of time in this 1 week since 2014 started to really get perspective on what's going on. If by chance you are new to this channel and this is somehow the first video from this channel you're seeing, hi there. This is a gaming channel that is a channel dedicated to the video game industry. It's funny. I always say video games. So what do we consider video games? Do we consider video games a form of media? Do we consider it an industry? I mean, obviously games are both, but which one is the more prominent one? And there's my first tangent of the of this recording. Anyway, yes, this is a channel dedicated to video games, and it started off as mostly Let's Plays, but there have been Team Fortress 2 videos and random funny videos, overly edited funny videos, and I will be talking about how this channel will be changing for 2014. Now, when I say changes, I don't mean that there are going to be less of anything. In fact, I'm hoping there's going to be a lot more of anything. I'm not going to do any less of the Let's Plays or the funny videos or anything like that. It's what I want to add to the channel, because, I mean, Let's Plays are great and all that, but there needs to be some other hook. I always feel like I need to spice it up with something you won't see anywhere else. That's why the first Let's Play was a challenge of sorts, and I really want to get back into doing a challenge, but I need a game that I'm good at enough that I can do that sort of challenge. So, what exactly would I be adding to this? Well, you're already looking at it right now, because I've been thinking about it for a while and how to really make my mark on the internet scene, YouTube scene, wherever else this video may be posted, should I be possessed to do that. And I was just thinking about how I can make my mark as a content creator, and I was thinking about the fact that on another website, I have a blog, a very specialized blog, which is dedicated to anecdotes that I have in my gaming experiences and very valid life lessons that I have learned through these anecdotes. And when I say life lessons, I mean non-humorous life lessons. I remember in college when I wanted to touch on this subject, and oh boy, I actually asked a class of English majors, what have you learned from video games? The first one, mushrooms make you feel huge. The second one, sex is free if you kill her afterwards. Oh my god. And we all laughed about it, and everyone had their laughs and everything. But after I came out of it, my initial response was, "Stop it! I'm trying to be serious!" But then I came out of it, and years later I realized this is the sort of image that games have, that people default to that sort of deprecatory humor. And by deprecatory, I mean people put down what they love to shield themselves from taking real criticism too seriously. So, my aim with the blog, well, yes, I am talking about the blog, is that I want to take the conversation away from all of this humor, all of this judging, and even also, because, you know, when you hear about games in the media, your first thought is, oh no, they're trying to shut down games or blame them for all the world's problems. I want to use my voice to take the conversation of games away from that area and more into the area of how are games contributing to society. And you might be hard-pressed to come up with an answer for that question, and that's exactly the reason that I'm writing this blog, and you'll see further down the line in this video that I want to take the conversation away from there and go to a place of what are games doing for society. Yes, games exist. There are good and there are bad examples. What's going to happen? What can we do to better to make the impact of games all the better? And I was thinking about it because a show like that, I don't know, because the blog takes individual games and individual lessons, ties them together, and just shoves it out. That's my association. And I've been thinking of making that into a video series, my own little show where I talk about these anecdotes. And, sometime in the future, I really want to heavily encourage audience participation for such a show. So anybody can talk about their experiences with games, their positive experiences with games, and going forward. So that is the type of show that I want to talk about, that I want to make on YouTube. By the way, a link to that blog is going to be in the description. It's some good reading, or so I've been told by what little numbers I have had. Another thing I've been thinking about is that the fact that it's such a show, would I want to show myself? Would I want to show gameplay footage from that thing? Because that's a little typical. Also, it's a really huge burnout because if I'm doing a Let's Play, that's real easy to edit because you just run the voice and the footage at the same time. But for a specialized, heavily edited show, that takes a lot of work. And it's not so much as I can't do it, but at this point in time, when I think about how much work is going to go into how much editing is going to be done, I just burn myself out real fast. I just take one look and that's it. There is my motivation. And that sort of is what happened in one of my last videos. So for people who've been with my channel for a long time, that is kind of what happened with my last Resident Evil 4 videos, is that I recorded the Wesker stuff, and then I went on to plot out the last episode. I'm like, this is a lot of stuff I'm going to have to record and edit. And just shrinking literally in size a few times until there's just nothing left. But as the year was closing down, I said to myself, I'm not letting this happen. I'm not going to end the year not having finished this Let's Play series. So I gathered up the courage, and it was not half as painful as I would have thought, but there was some degree of pain just because of how much I let it bunch up on myself. But before everything left, I think everyone will remember just how consistently I updated those episodes. I had a video every weekday for a long time, now that I think about it. I think but just about 3 months straight of one video per day. And I cannot tell you how good it felt to update so consistently. It just really felt like there was something I can really keep to. And once that was over, I was going to give myself a rest. And unfortunately, that happened a little too early because of the last episode. But also, real life got in the way. I had some things that I had to set things aside for. And in addition, I got sad. And you're probably wondering what that means, or you're probably saying that's no reason, but unfortunately that is what happened. I got sad, and that just derailed a bunch of stuff. I don't really know what more to say to that. I mean, if I said I came down with laryngitis, you'd be like, oh, okay, that's a reasonable excuse. Well, and you wouldn't even call it an excuse. That'd be a reasonable reason for a little bit of redundancy. But that is what happened. Resident Evil 4 is done. Thank goodness it's done. And I hope in the future I don't play games that require such a thorough rundown. But I probably will in the future. And when that happens, I won't leave it till the last minute. Because there was one time when I had 3 weeks of episodes queued ahead. And I didn't record any more for that entire 3-week period. And now, of course, in retrospect, I can kick myself. But it's done. And looking to the future, I don't know if anybody really picked up on that last episode. The only person who would really pick up on that didn't really care for my Resident Evil 4 stuff, so the hint I dropped last time was I have a hero to pick up at Shapir International, and that is reference to Shapir, the region in the Quest for Glory universe. So that gives it away. I'm going to be playing Quest for Glory 2 Trial by Fire next time, and if you catch the trend, I will eventually be doing all 5 of the Quest for Glory games that Sierra released in their initial run. All great games to varying degrees. And like you saw with the Resident Evil 4, I will be releasing the Quest for Glory LPs as every other Let's Play. So considering that, I may want to consider Let's Playing shorter games. So maybe an NES game, just as all the rage back when Let's Playing was nice and young on Something Awful. More changes to the channel. I am working out an intro video for the YouTube page and formatting for the YouTube page. And by working on it, I mean I am in the very early stages of planning it. So I may just throw this video up and maybe throw a couple other podcasty type videos up just to keep myself producing. I think that's the more important part, is to keep myself active so I stay in that frame of being a content creator, creating that content, and kind of holding myself to a higher standard. I think that is really the important part when you're content creating, is to hold yourself to that higher standard. But I won't tangent off on that for now, because I need material for further videos, and I can see by the recording I'm already 12 minutes in. Wanted to make this 10 minutes at the most, so I'll go back to doing my stuff. I've still got real life going for me. I'm starting classes. In fact, I leave for a class in an hour. Programming should be nice stuff. But for right now, if you have not seen my blog, I encourage you to go ahead, click the link. It is good reading. I said that already. Oh well. And who knows, maybe tomorrow, maybe a couple of days from now, maybe next week, you'll see another one of these podcasty type videos giving an update, or not even an update, actually being some sort of content. In fact, my idea for the first video is not related to video games whatsoever, so that should be fun to watch or listen to, because whatever I have up on the screen right now is probably what I'm going to be using for all of my casty stuff. And really, I don't want to call this a blank cast, just because that's so typical. But then again, it might get more traffic in. And you know, when I take a few moments in between my words, that's when I start running out of things to say. So I will say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. For people who have been consistently with my channel, thank you all. If you have any comments, questions, concerns about the direction that I am taking the channel, or want to shout the name of every single Thum from Skyrim, go for it. I will come back with another podcasty episode, I suppose, and you will all get to hear some more of this lovely, lovely voice. Until then, game out.